Welcome to our program once again, and it's Thursday, October 30, 2025. Just, uh, just under 2 months before Christmas, Dr. Richard. Good evening.
Wow.
Welcome to our program. We're
Thank
only
you.
2 months before the Christmas holiday, and we're just one day before the end of October, which is noted to be Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but I always say Cancer Awareness Month.
Hmm.
So in the past couple of weeks, I shared a variety of thoughts and ideas about cancer, and my focus was always the source. Where does it all begin? Because people are told in many circumstances that, oh, you have cancer.
Hmm.
You have cancer in your breast, cancer in your uterus, ovaries, wherever. But many persons really don't ask the question,
Hmm.
if this cancer is here, where did it start? Did it just happen to be here or just happen from here? Many persons are unaware, even doctors are unaware
Hmm.
where cancer begins, because they're not sometimes in a position to dig deep enough to get to the sources.
Hmm.
So I think the big question that is left in the minds of many, many persons here in the public is, if this cancer is where it is, how did it happen? How did I get it? Where did it start? What caused it? And I'm hearing the guys in the background there loud, so I don't know if they could turn their volumes down. I
Yeah.
hope they hear us. Or they hear me. But the question will always remain, where? Where did it start? And that is what I tried to address in my last program Thursday. And I'd like to try to address that today. Let me send you guys a text and let them know. Are you hearing
Mm.
them, Richard?
Yeah.
You hearing the guys there?
Yeah, I can hear him. My favorite number. They're not aware you can.
I don't think they're aware that it's noisy.
Yeah. But
Sometimes
that.
I would call them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're hearing the noise from the background. So maybe you make the adjustments now.
Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Richard. So that is the concern that most persons would have as to, where did this thing all happen? Where did it begin? So I think we need to address some of that today.
Hmm. Hmm.
That way persons can look at prevention from the source, at the source, where it started or what created this crazy virus
Hmm. Hmm.
called cancer that is tearing up a lot of people's lives. And I would normally not acknowledge Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I acknowledge the fact that they say it's
Hmm.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but I don't acknowledge the breast cancer. I would always say Cancer Awareness Month should be
Hmm.
what it is, because we can't just focus on breast cancer. When we talk about cancer, we have to talk about cancer in general.
Hmm.
If there's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, then there should be Colon Cancer Awareness Month or Prostate Cancer Awareness Month.
Oh, specific cancers.
If you're going to address breast cancer and specifically designate that as Breast Cancer Awareness Month, then what
Yeah.
happened to the other cancers?
Yeah. Prostate cancer, colon cancer.
They're just as bad as the breast cancer. What happened to
Yeah.
cervical cancer? What happened to the uterine cancer?
Yeah.
So I would normally say Cancer Awareness Month. And Cancer Awareness Month. One moment. Cancer Awareness Month should not be just a month. Cancer awareness should be every day in your life, in your kitchen, in your.
Mm-hmm.
It should be something that you look at preventing every single day of your life. So, what is your take on it?
Oh, hi, good evening to everybody. Good evening to you, Dr. Joe. Well, your point is well taken. I mean, in order to really uh, get rid of a problem, you got to know exactly what's causing it. You know, why is this thing, where did it come from, and try to get to the source of to the root of the cause to really get rid of it. You know, I like to put this very simple scenario, and I tell people a lot of times, you know, it's like you're in a canoe, and the canoe has a hole in the boat, inside of it, and you're trying to go across the river, and you notice that you got to keep bailing the water out. You know, there's a hole in it, but you don't know.
You don't know where the hole is, or you don't know if there's a hole.
All you know is that the water keeps coming in. Now you could finally say, well, there's something we got to do about this water coming in, or you can continue to get a pump and just pump it out. But until you get to the source of the root of, you're not going to solve the problem. You can always have the water around you all the time, and it's the same thing. I mean, our bodies are made up of over 60 trillion cells.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them every day, they are regenerating. A lot of cells are regenerating themselves. And what the scientists have known and noticed is that, and the studies showing that some of these cells, as you regenerate new cells, some of them become rogue, or somehow they are not created perfectly as the others. Now the cells are made up of DNA and deoxyribonucleic acid, and some are, so this DNA, which is base pairs, they're not. Sometimes they're supposed to be at a specific base pair for a specific organ, but then somehow something else comes in and just triggers everything. And there's some rogue cells, maybe 1,000, maybe 10,000, doesn't matter, but they are created, and then the body just accepts them itself. And then they're constantly, those very bad cells, like let's call them bad cells, and they are constantly being,
multiplied.
Yeah, multiplied, and then you keep nourishing them, and your body is accepting them as self, as if it belongs to you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the whole thing. So a lot of the chemotherapy drugs, they are created so that they can inhibit the growth of these particular cells. And initially they work, but then these cells are very smart. They figured out that they can change.
They mutate.
And mutate, exactly. So the drug that was created initially can't function anymore. So that's where they come from a mistake in the genetic code. Some of them. But then certain conditions, I mean, there are certain situations where even though we may not be having these cells in our system to stay long term, because like I said, everything is generated every day. But if you're healthy, your immune system destroys them.
Mm-hmm.
You get a cell called natural killer cells that goes and it seeks out, and that's like the surveillance, like the police officer, in the system.
From which country?
In your country. These cells goes and they go and they survey and make sure that there's, all those cells that belong to you, they should be there. And if they have, a cell that is not, created it in the right way, it's rogue, something is wrong, then the cell just attacks it and kills it, destroys it. But somehow some of these cells are able to go undetected.
Because some of those cells are like some police officers in some places that take bribes.
Right? And you're not far from the truth.
Right? I know. I know. That is like as if these cells, you see, the body accept these cells because it's like a traitor. These
Right,
cells are traitors, but the body doesn't recognize them as to be traitors.
We recognize them as self.
Recognize them as cells.
And these cells, these cells initially, they even though they have a genetic error in them, they are accepted. The body, for the most part, like you said, they are traitors, accept them initially as self. But then as they grow and they multiply, and then they begin to take on a different personality. It's just like you said, like a thief. You camouflage. You blend in.
Yes. Yeah. This is like the enemy within.
Yeah.
Because they come to you as a friend, as a we just like you. We accept us because we one of you.
Yeah.
But the agenda of that cell is like an enemy.
Right.
That comes into your presence, acts like a good guy when his intentions are already made up. They're bad.
Right.
It's reality. This is what happens.
Yeah, that's
and it's like a scenario that we're using to get people to understand how these rogue cells work.
Mm-hmm.
And these cells are basically like toxic cells that comes in looking like neat dress coated persons or cells.
Yeah.
Fits in with the others.
Mm-hmm.
They just camouflaged outside, but inside they're toxic.
Right. They're not the same. And the natural killer cells somehow, they're able to get by the surveillance, and then they're like, all right, we're in, and once they're in, then now that they're there, they're waiting for the right time.
When you're sleeping, when you're asleep.
Yeah, or if you're eating certain toxins.
There you go.
You have certain, they recognize three sort of situations where these rogue cells becomes manifest and compromise the system. It's toxins is one. If you are exposed to a lot of toxins, then these rogue cells are ready, to manifest and and expose themselves to do the damage. For example, we deal a lot with people who are exposed to mercury, lead,
cadmium,
and things like that. And once the condition, and I use a term, and I can use it here again. It says many a times, and we're talking about genes, right? Because the cells is made biochemically, might be DNA and so forth. So I'm saying that genetics will load the gun, but diet and other prevailing things will pull the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
The ability is there because we're making cancer cells every day, and the ability is there for these cells at any point in time to manifest themselves based on what you are doing to turn them on. Right now they're turned off, but if you're eating a certain way, if you exposed to certain toxins, if you're using a lot of sugars, and that's your diet, so that certain hormones like estrogen turn things on, cortisol, stressor, so certain conditions will cause these cells to manifest themselves, and I guess we can start talking about some of the things that we see every day, And I just mentioned one. I mean, like lead, for example.
Oh, all the time, all the
Yeah.
time.
Many cancers,
Lead and
many
mercury.
cancers, you know, and certain people, they and mercury, you know, so they're environmental hazards that can turn these cells and get them manifest and to do the dirty work of really, and what they're actually doing is just trying to turn the body off, really, turn everything off, you know,
Uh,
basically kill you.
uh,
That's
I'll use another example that I used last week,
hmm
which persons they are indulging in on a daily basis,
hmm
not knowing that they're loading up themselves with
hmm
toxic matter that fuels these cells, these rogue cells, and
hmm
that is barbecue meats, barbecue
right.
flesh,
Alcohol.
be it
Yeah.
chicken, pork, whichever it is that
hmm
they're barbecuing, and these flesh foods, when they go onto the grill to be cooked or to be further punished because they've already killed them and they punished them by killing it,
mm
right? Now they're going to further punish it by burning it.
mm
So they put it on the grill, and the liquid from the if you ever looked at barbecue meat or flesh when it's happening on the grill,
mm
I used to do it, so I used to watch it.
mm
We have our friends, we get together and there's a holiday and there's barbecue and
One is coming up now, Thanksgiving.
coming up soon,
Yeah,
right?
here.
You put the flesh on the grill.
hmm
Let's say a piece of chicken or a chicken leg, and I've got a good document on that. You put a few pieces of chicken legs on the grill, and you're watching the process because you want to see this thing cook until it's finished. So the first thing that happens to the flesh, which is pink in the beginning, is that it begins to turn gray. And the color gray is occurring because of the smoke that is being burnt into the flesh.
hmm
Because if you think of the color of smoke, it's this kind of blue gray.
mm
So this, unless it's some other toxic matter where it's black, like
Or
oil,
white.
on.
Yeah.
Right.
hmm
So it becomes gray first, and then you notice that you would hear the liquid from the flesh dropping onto the coal. You hear it dropping, and what is happening is that flesh is becoming dehydrated. Basically, you're burning the liquid out of that flesh, and it's dropping onto the coals, and then it burns back into the flesh. The chemicals from that chicken, those chicken legs that dropped onto those coals are now burning back into the coals. And that is where it becomes carcinogenic.
hmm
And then you got all that smoke into this flesh that makes it smoke flavor. It becomes like smoke flavored barbecue, whatever it is, if it's chicken or whatever, smoke flavored. Well, it
Yeah.
is written that one leg of smoked barbecue chicken is equivalent to smoking 300 cigarettes.
What?
Yes, one leg.
Wow.
It's documented.
My goodness.
See, so when a person ends up with colon cancer, lung cancer, and they never smoke, the person would say, well, I never smoke a cigarette, so how do I get lung cancer? I never even burnt one cigarette in my life. Well, think about how much chicken leg that you had that was burnt, that you ate
Yeah.
with all that smoke. And that smoke has in it the chemical that we call or the cadmium, which is cancer causing. You see?
Yeah.
So we and the term I use, which I use on many occasions, is that we dig our graves with our teeth and we eat ourselves into our graves. But we do it unaware of the fact that we're eating ourselves into our graves.
Yeah.
You know? So when we talk about Cancer Awareness Month, we have to address all cancers, not just breast cancer, because cancer is like an epidemic. It's destroying our societies. You know, every time you look around, somebody has gone from cancer, either prostate cancer, colon cancer, lung cancer, you know, colorectal cancer, breast cancer, cervical, you know, and there, of course, there are other factors that contribute to different types of cancers.
Yeah, I mean, we know that parasites can do it. We know that even
Even the STDs.
STDs can do it. You know, any bacteria can. I mean, the thing is what I'm seeing is that if there are conditions of inflammation and infection, and if the body is exposed to it consistently over the years, you know, what gets damaged initially is the destroying the police officers, the surveillance system, the immune system is destroyed,
Hmm.
you know, or compromised, you know, over the period of time that you're having these infections. There are people who living with inflammation in their system, and you know, not even aware that they have inflammation, you know,
Yeah.
for years and years and years. So I mean, you are actually, whenever there's an inflammation, we know, by as you study pathology, that your immune system sends out neutrophils, macrophages, lymphocytes, all these different cells to try to hinder or destroy the inflammation. But if the body's exposed every day to that particular thing, then it gets tired, man. It gives up after a while. You know,
Yeah.
you can't keep fighting a war, consistently, and then the other thing is you're not providing your body adequate nutrition to make those protective elements in your body. You know, so you succumb, and your body, your immune system is compromised. And once the immune system is compromised, once you don't have any surveillance, anybody, any as we call them, police officers, uh, then you're exposed to a lot of things.
Everything.
You know, and,
Everything.
and that's what we see. I mean, most of the times when we do check individuals, especially individuals who are sick. I don't know. I mean, number 6 always shows up when we screen them, which is the immune system. You know,
Yeah.
immune system as one of the weak systems. You know, and
Somehow I don't think that the average person thinks about their immune system.
it's taken for granted. We
I
don't.
don't. Yeah, I don't think that it's factored into anything hardly in the minds of most. Even in the minds of many of the physicians, the immune system is not considered to be a factor in helping you to conquer or to fight. But it's all you have. It's not the drugs. It's all you have to protect you,
Mm-hmm.
fight for you. The medicines are going to help, of course, to support that system. But the immune system is the factor in which you've got to keep building, you've got to keep fortifying, you've got to keep remembering that without that defense mechanism, you are in serious jeopardy,
Yeah.
not only for cancer, but for all sorts of viruses and bacteria.
Everything, and I mean, in a practical sense too. If you have a country and you're a wealthy country, but you don't have a military to support, to protect, you don't have a police to support and to protect, then anybody can come from anywhere.
Are you taking aim at any particular country? Sounds like
No, but I'm just showing it's I'm a big I look at I was thinking today how we are wonderfully and fearfully made. God made this body, but the way He made it, I mean, and this is what I'm thinking. It's like for example, like it's like a game, like a computer game, but one of those games these kids play, you know, where there's certain, the goal of the game is any game is to get past and to win, right?
Defeat
To defeat,
whatever
exactly,
to be defeated.
right, or be defeated, exactly.
Hmm.
So it's the same with the body. There's so many mechanisms that we know of and still finding out that are put in place to make sure that your whole system is not compromised in any way. But a lot of times we use certain things to deter some of those systems, to turn them off,
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
you know,
Yeah. We shut them down.
and shut them down. Exactly,
Yeah.
you know. So we that's why I believe, and many people believe, eventually some who have gone through and got chemotherapy for cancers and things like that. I mean, some of them help in the sense of they, especially with tumors and things, they help to debulk, to get rid of a lot of mass and things like that,
Hmm.
making you able to the body able to fight things off a little better. Get rid of a lot of the enemy, and then so your surveillance system can fight who's left over.
Yeah.
Some of those drugs, those chemotherapy drugs, they do that, and some of the like radiation and so forth. Sometimes, but then they come with a with you know with it's a reaction that is a hindrance to your body too. You know, the side effects of some of these things.
You're losing all your hair.
Yeah,
Hairs are black.
yeah,
Oh, it's poison. It's toxic.
yeah. It's toxic.
So in essence, what it's like destroying like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Toxicity destroying toxicity in a sense.
Yeah, and then you get rid of you make the immune system even weaker.
Of course, because now the immune system has double toxicity to have to
Yeah,
fight.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
So
know,
a person may not die if God forbid it. I hope he wouldn't die, but if he dies, a lot of times they don't die from the cancer; they die from something else.
exactly, exactly. I
Yeah.
always say that if you get to the point where you are aware or you're told that there's nothing else that can be done, you know, and I had an experience with that recently, and I'll share it. Not my personal experience physically, but I had a person, a patient that came to see me, who was told that the state of the cancer is at a point where you need to just go home and enjoy the rest of your days, and
Hospice?
no, not even hospice,
Not even. Oh,
no, because the person didn't want to go to hospice.
oh, okay.
Yeah, they were told to go and enjoy your family because their days are numbered in a sense.
Go get your house in order. Set
So
your affairs in order.
yeah, so
Mm.
the person was brought to us, and I mean they were in a bad state, seriously, in a really bad state. And when I screened them, it was really bad, right? But the question was asked to me, Doc, did you see what they saw? So I said, well, what did they see that you're asking me to reveal to you if I saw it? She said, well, they said that she only has, he only has a few days to live.
Wow.
So I said, well, I can't see that in my device.
Mm.
There's no way I can see how long he can live or die or when he's going to die. But I can see that many of the organs are seriously affected and are in danger of shutting down. But I cannot put a time or date as to when, if and when you're gonna, you're gonna not be able to make it. And then the person just put their head down and, this is the end of the world.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I said, listen, I said, let me ask you a question. Do you want to live? And the person said, yeah, I want to live. So I said, do you have the will to fight to live? Yeah, I think I can. I think so. So why are you not eating? If you want to live, you've got to eat. You see, and this is I'm trying to lay a foundation here. I says if you want to live, you've got to eat. You cannot want to stop eating and in the state you're in and expect to live. You said to me that you want to live. You have the will to want to live on. Why are you not eating? I have no appetite. So he says, well, if we give you something to open your appetite, would you eat? Yes, I'm going to eat. So we did that, right? Put them in something to help to open the appetite so that they can get that. So I said, the next thing I said, tell me something. If God was to intervene in your process here and you were to overcome this situation, what would you do? What is the first thing you're going to do?
Mm.
And the person says, well, I gotta give God thanks, and then I gotta thank you, and then I says, well, here it is. I said, if you really want to live, tell yourself mentally first that you're prepared to do what it takes to live on. I think many persons give up on themselves and they accept whatever is told, and they go into that mode of passing on or dying because no one inspires them or educates them or even involves them in this process. You've got to involve the person in this process because it's that person that is suffering.
Mhm.
We are not, for me, we're not in a position to put a date on them on time. We're not the ones to do that.
Expiration date. Mm.
I cannot put an expiration date on your life. I'm not in a position to do that. So all I can do for you is to help you to understand what it takes to live. And if you can accept that and you're willing to do that, then God can create a miracle in your life. And you know what? The person is alive today.
Wow, that was a miracle. Yeah.
I'm not kidding you.
Mm.
Because the other thing that happens to people is that they're left alone. They're left alone to go on, to die. Nobody is there to make them feel that they still are a part of this world. You can still be here.
Yeah.
I think what needs to happen quite often, a lot more, is that they need to be able to be some place or some persons in a place where they can give people hope and encouragement and help them to understand the process. Are you ready to transition to this other life, or are you still in your state of mind here in this life? You know, and if you really talk to persons who are in that bad state, the first thing that has to happen to them, in my opinion, is that they have to understand mentally that healing first begins in their minds.
Mhm.
Right? Let me see if we can call you, Dr. Richard. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Much gratitude and respect to you. I don't want to take up much of your time. I just call you as you say it's all in the mind and in the brain. But I've been told so many years, is there any cure for rheumatoid arthritis
Oh,
when
well,
the hands are bent and the foot are bent?
well, it depends. It depends on how much, how far of a degree this whole process goes. But if you understand again, like we talking here, right?
Yeah.
We first have to get to the root cause of things. Why is it that you're suffering with rheumatoid arthritis? What is it anyway? You have to first understand that your rheumatoid arthritis, it has to do with inflammation, your immune system, and your ability to remove that inflammation, build your
But
immune.
Dr. Haynes, not before I take up much of your time. I was a middleman for over 20 years, and I guess you know what it is. I really can't reveal it over the TV, but I think with knowledge you may think. And they say that the constant using of the tablets is some of the side effects. the bone that causes that. You know,
Some of
in
the
20 years they had me on medication, and it's a medication I must take
yeah
according to the doctor.
you're not wrong,
And,
but you're not wrong about the fact that that some of the drugs can.
pardon?
You're not wrong about the fact that some of the drugs can contribute to the conditions that are there. But I think that we are saying here is that you're number one, you have to remove inflammation. Number one. Number two, you have to build your immune system. Number three, you have to replace the minerals that you've lost if you've been taking them. You know, that is a big factor in arthritis. Many persons don't realize that your body needs minerals, your bones need minerals, your joints need collagen. Your body needs an immune system that can bring your body back to a state of health. Don't give up.
I'm not giving up.
Just
But
find,
then, you know,
just,
something is to do all of that is comes a lot of finance. And
yeah.
when you don't have that amount of finance, there's no help.
Well, I sort of agree with you, but sometimes you know there are things that can happen that can change a lot of that, and we've done a lot for people. We are always doing a lot for people, and we understand certain person's situations, and we would try to meet them halfway.
I'm a pensioner in 21 years, and you know, living alone, no children, so on and so forth. You know, willing to come, but it's all about much finance. Finance, you know, if you don't have finance, you don't get help. You don't get help.
Well,
And I pay the rent, I pay the phone bill, I pay the light bill, I pay the water bill, I pay the landline home bill. So
understand. It's a lot of
to go
expense.
to the doctor alone, that would take half my money.
A lot of
But
expense.
if I can come in to see you, probably I can do something. I can do something.
Find a way to get to us, and we'll find a way to help you.
Do you? I don't know where your office is. I don't know where you're situated.
We're in Kitty. You know Kitty?
Yeah,
Where are you located? What part of Guyana?
I locate in Campbellville,
Well, can
but
we?
over in Sheriff.
Okay, you
Sheriff.
over Sheriff. Okay, come back on the other side, on the western side. We are in Kitty. We are in you know Alexander Street.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
would ask the driver.
When you come,
I
let me
think
just
they would know.
right. But let me give you directions so you will know yourself. If you get to Alexander Street and you're coming towards the
Yeah.
seawall, you're coming towards the seawall side.
Yeah.
You know where Guyol gas station is?
Yeah.
You don't get that far. We are about 3 buildings before you get to Guyol gas station.
That is in Kitty.
In Kitty,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I really can't walk that much, so I would probably have to take the
Right,
bus. No? I think the
right.
bus
But
would
you
be
can
there.
direct them. Some taxis probably wouldn't know, but many of them do know. But let them know you're coming to see Dr. Haynes at the Health and Wellness Center. And then you
Okay,
can, when you get here, you let whoever knows, whoever reaches you, know that we spoke and I asked you to come.
Okay. I want to thank you very, very much. Much appreciate this. Not only thanks, but much appreciation.
No
I
problem.
will try to do that within next month, within the early part.
Okay, you do that,
Because I
okay?
have to go to 2 clinics, one tomorrow, one Monday. And as I recently did my eyes, and they did my eyes and they put back in the lens or something. 4 months they had me without seeing. I
Wow,
was seeing.
my
And they did
goodness.
a cataract, they did a turismo at public in 2022. And then when I go back last year early, I started to get blur vision in October time. When I go back now, they say that cataract was going fresh. They did the surgery on Easter Monday, and the day after Easter Monday. And after then, I didn't see and they didn't put back nothing in my eyes. I don't know how they could go in one eye 3 times. And then finally they did it August again here. And they had me from doctor to doctor to doctor to doctor. You know, it sends you frustrating.
So
And to know that you're going public.
are you seeing now properly?
Pardon?
Are you seeing now?
I'm not seeing the fullest, but I am seeing.
Okay, okay.
I am seeing. I
Very
have to
well.
go back because they say it was infected 2 times. And I try my best and everything. But I live alone. I will have to do something. Sometimes I will have to cook.
Mm-hmm.
I will have to. Anyhow, I'm grateful for being alive. As you say, you just give me the inspiration and the courage and the comfort to think positive, to think to help
You do
myself.
that.
But there are times that having the rheumatoid arthritis and having those kind of things, Dr. Haynes, is very, very challenging, very much, very much.
I can tell you that at this clinic,
Yeah.
we have helped persons in wheelchairs to walk again.
Pardon?
We have helped persons in wheelchairs to walk again.
Amen. Amen.
Okay? You're
Okay,
not
then
you're
I'll
not
check
you
you.
you're not in a wheelchair.
No, I'm not.
Good. So
No.
you can walk
No.
again.
No.
You
I
can
can
you
move.
can walk again
But
without
very much pain.
you can
Very
walk
much
again
pain.
without
But
pain.
my hands are bent. My hands are
I
slightly
understand.
bent. My fingers.
I
I
understand.
can't wash and so I don't get the grip. I don't get the grip. And the hands don't close. And one of the left hand, my left hand don't bend.
You're
But I try my best.
all right. Well, when you get here, we will assess you and we'll do our best to put you in a program that can help you to start
Okay,
using your
then.
limbs again. Okay?
Bye.
Okay. Thank
Have a
you.
good night onwards and guidance and protection. Journey mercies.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay then. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Dr. Richard, you heard all of that, right?
Yeah.
It
Wow.
reminds me of the story with the lady who flew here from Canada.
Oh yeah, the arthritis.
Yeah.
Mm.
She flew here, and when you know, it's funny. I looked at that picture last night when she walked in here. I have it on video.
Oh, okay.
She walked in here in the clinic between two persons.
Mm-hmm.
They had to she had
Support her.
her around them,
Mm.
and they had her coming in. You know, it would look like robotic. She was coming in like that,
Mm.
and that lady today, the last thing I knew of her, because she comes every year to Guyana, she flew here from Canada to get treatment right here at this clinic.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like on a mission, and she's like out there just telling people, you need to go there because you know how I was. Now look at me, you know. So she had the same arthritis, same rheumatoid arthritis.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, she was on a program with me on television live,
Right.
talking about her miracle that occurred with her body. She
Mhm.
couldn't walk, and they told her she couldn't walk again. And today she's out there just speak like a preacher, you know, telling people you can live, you can walk again, you can. All her fingers were bent up, and all of them are pretty much normal again.
Mm-hmm.
Not perfect, but she can use them.
Mm-hmm.
Just like this caller, she couldn't use her limbs. Now she's able to do it.
Yeah.
You've got to get to the root causes of things. You can't, like you said with the canoe. You know, the canoe is leaking, you know, and you're bailing the water out. It's not stopping the leak, but you don't know it's leaking. You don't know where it's leaking either. All you know is the water is coming in.
Yeah.
You're not going to stop that water from coming in until you find the leak and fix it.
That's right. You gotta get to the source.
And I'll tell you a story. It's a true story. My friend Peter.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you the story. It's about a canoe.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening. Can you speak up a little because we're not speaking to the phone?
Yeah, I said good evening.
Good evening to you, dear. Good evening.
When you will be at the clinic?
When I'll be at the clinic?
Yeah.
I'll be at the clinic. I'll be at the clinic from Tuesday to Friday. You're coming next Tuesday. Give me your first name.
My name is Singh.
Was it?
Singh.
Singh? Okay. All right. I'll listen out for that name. Okay. So I'll know it's you.
What time you started?
We try to start as early as possible because many persons travel to get here and they come from far. So we are here I'd say about 6:37 in the morning.
I was busy at
7:30? Okay. All right. Very well. Thanks for calling. Yeah, this story was about two guys who were in a canoe.
Oh, canoe story.
Yeah, the canoe story. They came across, I think was it Georgetown? No, Freedom Hoop, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Paddling in the canoe from wherever they were. No, they came across the river on the Timeri side, and they tied up the canoe to go and have a little fun with their friends. They tied it up, you know, so it wouldn't float away. So when they were done, this is something they do all the time. They paddle and come over and go back and all that. But this time they were a little high.
Oh, they're drunk.
They were not drunk, but they were intoxicated in a sense, right?
Mm.
They entered the canoe and they started paddling to go home. And they're paddling. And this trip normally takes them like 20 minutes to get home. And they're paddling all night, they're paddling, and these guys are not reaching home. So at daybreak now, they're still paddling. When they look back at the canoe, they didn't untie it.
What?
Yeah, he says a true story. These guys paddled all night and didn't get home. And the next morning they look back and they didn't untie the canoe.
Oh no! What is that?
That is what happens to a lot of people. You know,
You're
they
going
keep
nowhere fast.
doing the same thing all the time.
You're getting
And
the same
getting
result.
nowhere without looking at why they're not getting there.
Mm.
You know, I sometimes I feel so sad for people like the two callers there.
Mhm.
First lady, I mean, this is a pensioner, and the money that a pensioner gets is very small.
Yeah.
They probably can't even get a bottle of minerals.
Wow.
So small. And she will need many bottles of minerals to help her to get to the state where she can begin to use her limbs again. And we got her to get on. Look, it is known that for your bones, for your joints, you need collagen. Collagen is like what you need, like lubrication for the joints.
Mhm. Mhm.
It is known that chicken foot soup helps to give you the collagen you need. I don't eat chicken,
Mhm.
but for those who eat chicken, chicken foot soup. Make it and drink a cup or two every day. You keep making that chicken foot soup, and they're going to raise the price for chicken foot tomorrow. When I don't like to talk about anything, any particular product, because the people who listen, who sell these things, increases the prices immediately almost,
Mhm.
right? But grow your own chicken. That way you don't have to worry about that. Chicken foot soup on a daily basis will give you the collagen that you need for your joints. She needs a lot of collagen. She needs antioxidants to build her immune system. She will need that. She will need the minerals to strengthen her bones, and not just calcium, because people believe that minerals is calcium. It's not calcium alone. It's all the minerals your body needs.
More.
You see, so there is hope. There is hope, and you don't have to give in. It's not the end. None of us on earth here are in a position to predict when any one of us are going to die. Not even on a plane coming down to crash, because you might be the one that survives.
Yeah, but a lot of people are shortening their intended lifespan by certain habits that
Of course, of course, they've inculcated habits that like drinking alcohol for one,
Mhm.
smoking cigarettes,
Mhm.
eating barbecue flesh,
Even flesh in general.
eating flesh,
Yeah.
pretty much eating the dead to try to get life.
Mhm.
You know, eating the dead to try to get as they told, you gotta have protein. You gotta eat meat to get protein. Nonsense.
That question was given to me last week by an individual who knows who he told me he was they were vegetarian most of life, but then they were persuaded.
Yeah,
There's a new fad going around, the carnivorous diet.
yeah.
They're persuaded to start by eat flesh, and he went back with no mercy. Then when I saw and was complaining about certain things, when I saw the system, atherosclerosis everywhere.
Oh wow. Wow.
Atherosclerosis everywhere, the arteries and the hardening of the arteries. Compromised everywhere. There's almost where there's a vessel. It's clogging with cholesterol. You know.
I don't get it. Um I don't really get it. Why do they stop researching? You're on your phone almost all day long. Do some research. You can get protein from a fly.
Everything God made has protein.
Everything has protein. It may not have as much as one thing or another, but
Yeah, everything.
everything has protein. If I had to be on protein to live, I'd be on animal protein to live. I'd be a dead man long ago.
And I'm thinking about this, and this makes sense to me. In the original diet, when God made man, and Adam and Eve, it was not. The original diet did not contain any flesh.
Oh, it didn't. We have 7 minutes more.
No flesh. So when people are saying, well, we have to eat flesh to get protein, well, they're trying to, in a nutshell, saying, well, God didn't know what he was doing because he should have given them flesh, and he never did.
I just had some meat before I came on the program.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
Let me tell you, Dr. Richard.
the word meat.
I just had some meat before I come on the program,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to peel them to get it, and they were yellow and sweet.
What is that? Yeah.
Mangoes.
Huh?
Mangoes.
Oh, mangoes. Yeah.
I have one basket of mangoes.
A basket.
Yeah, and then there's a box of mangoes,
Box.
and they're there, and they're you go in there,
You can smell it.
yeah, you could. So I know you want to get mangoes and you want to eat Guyanese mangoes. So when you come in,
I know it was heading there.
there you go.
No, I could actually start smelling the smell, man. You mentioned the smell.
I had my protein.
Yeah.
I get protein all the time. Everything has protein in it. You don't have to get that. You don't have to eat fish and chicken and beef.
No. But you raise a good point, because when the scripture talks about meat, it's not talking about animal. It was talking about, fruits,
Exactly.
and vegetables, and grains, and so forth.
Exactly.
Meat.
Yeah.
But people think that you had to kill an animal to get meat.
Some people don't understand the meaning of the word.
Yeah.
They just lock in on the animal, or the fish or the bird. It's locking on that.
Yeah. And it's very. I mean, the more I look at this thing, and I'm seeing that particular aspect in animal products, milk and cheese and eggs, has a lot to do with cancer cells.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot, a whole lot. And it's ironic that the very same things that are causing those cells to multiply are the very things that patients are encouraged to consume.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's it's a travesty, really. But people are, we are taught that. And the other thing is I always try to show people, because a lot of people say, well, I stopped red meat. I don't eat it. I haven't eaten it.
I don't eat fish.
But I eat fish.
Yeah.
And I show them that how that thing is more dangerous. All those worms. And it's in the literature. It shows.
Yeah.
And H. pylori, all that cause cancer, pancreatic cancer, stomach cancer,
Liver cancer,
yeah, gallbladder, pancreas,
colon cancer,
all them things, man. So I don't know. I mean, the information, and the other thing is too, the person wanted me to go and debate somebody who was on YouTube,
Oh, really?
who
No, I wouldn't do that.
yeah, that's the thing. I told him, I said, look, we had one program one time where we I had a little debate with somebody who was consuming meat. Your friend, what's his name? And
Oh, that build the muscles and so.
yeah.
Dwayne,
Dwayne, yeah. I'm sorry, Dwayne. I couldn't remember his name.
Dwayne, yeah,
And I told him, I said, look, after a few weeks later, the individual called me and said, "Hey, man, you were right," you know.
yeah,
And he was doing a carnivorous diet.
yeah. It was,
You know, he was.
it was.
He come to the knowledge of the truth. I mean, look, I wouldn't debate anybody because the information is right there.
It's
I,
something.
it's there. You know, why would you go and debate somebody about the wheel, in reinvention of the wheel?
It's already done.
It's done. You know.
Done. I use my energy for the right purposes.
Yeah.
I
And that's
don't
what I told him.
my energy to debate somebody who is in ignorance at the moment. You'll come out of it at some point.
Yeah. You know, or a lot of people they fall down dead, coronary artery disease. You know,
You know,
it's there.
what is very sad, and you talk about that, what is very sad is that our program that we are involved with, and we only have, oh my, it's already time almost. What we're involved with here, there are many persons who rely on us to sustain them, basically, to keep them going in a sense. And there's some people who say, oh, you know what, you don't need to go there anymore because you're okay now, you're okay. And I would say to them, look, when you're healthy and you feel good, at least every 4 months,
You need to check up. Yeah.
3 times a year, you
Check.
come. Let us just double check and make sure that there's nothing there that is beginning to happen to you anymore.
Right.
Start or so. You know, we have many persons who do that, but then there's some people who say, I don't need it anymore. You know what happens to them?
They relapse. That's what happened. I see a lot of them.
Yeah, they relapse and then they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Because
Then the family realizes that maybe they were keeping mom alive. Maybe but the other thing that happens here that many persons don't know is that we inspire people.
yeah,
Well, we just don't see you like a number and let you go. We try to encourage you. We give you inspiration. We try to point you in the right direction.
it's a lifestyle changes. You know.
There are not too many places that will do that.
Yeah.
So you don't know at what point you will help that person to say, you know what, I can make it happen. I can do it again. I can, you don't know. Anyhow, for all those persons with cancer, and we got to wrap it up, who believe that they can survive, they can overcome. If you don't have any place you want to go, call us. Come by the clinic, talk with us. Let us look at you and see what we can do to help you to regain your confidence in yourself so you can overcome and live on. Don't be afraid. Just call us and come.
Yeah.
Just don't give up until it's like they say, until the fat lady sings. I don't want you don't want to say that, right? But that's a saying out in society. It's not over until the fat lady sings. That is a saying in the world. So you can't say that anymore because there are many persons who are oversized, right? But don't give up on yourself.
Yeah. I would say to people, where there's life, there's hope. You're alive right now, and just know that there's still hope. And the end of the rope is really not. You're not hanging on the rope. It's not really that. Once you're still alive, there is hope. And like many people, many patients I've had, they say, I came here, I prayed.
Yeah, we hear that too. Yeah,
I prayed.
And I was guided to come.
Yeah. So do that. Just pray and ask God to show you.
Yeah, and put your hands in the hands of the Master.
Yeah.
And just pray. Get the confidence in yourself. Follow the rules and do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Once that happens, you never know. He will turn you around, and he will give you. You will be sustained, and you will go on like many others who have done it.
Yeah, because
Don't give up.
he's the one. He's the one that's healing and sustaining life.
Yes.
The Lord is. So
Anyhow, Dr. Richard, the time is up, and we gotta call it a day. So, it's the Cancer Awareness Month ends tomorrow, 31st.
okay.
But Cancer Awareness Month just began. It just begun. For us, it has just begun.
The awareness is all the time.
Every day in your life is a day to prevent yourself from getting cancer.
Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Richard, thank you very much for being on the program. It's always a pleasure. And I know that many persons were inspired tonight and will hopefully renew themselves. So thank you once again. And for those of you who participated and who are watching, Dr. Haynes saying good night. God bless you. Until we see you again, so long.
Amen. Thank you for the invite.